REGGIRT, doing my morning walk. But anyway, I'm trying to do it before it gets too hot, because in these parts, by the time 8, 9 o'clock in the morning rolls around, it's already 90 degrees with the humidity. So I'm trying to hurry up and do this before the sun gets too high up in the sky. But anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you for your support. And if you haven't done it already, share the video, like the video, subscribe to the video. We're going to head to our little spot over here by the water, have a seat on the bench for a little bit. And if you don't hear it, I'll show it to you. Gotta hydrate. So they got an ice machine in my sister's house. They bought a portable one because you got to keep the ice flowing. And I went ahead and put some ice in this cup with a little bit of water. Even though I'm out here for a short period of time, still need to stay hydrated, because you can get dehydrated and hardly feel anything. So I don't want to take that chance. But this location by the water is only about maybe a 10-minute walk, if that, depending on how fast you walk. So I'm going to go have a seat over here. It's early Sunday morning. Is this the 22nd? Yeah, it's the 22nd of June. So good morning to you. Show you a little bit of scenery till I get to my destination. For your viewing pleasure, a few things I want to talk about this morning. And a few things I want to say. First of all, I express gratitude to the spirit, ancestors, spirit guides, and archangels. Part of my message is going to be about things that I've said in numerous videos, and I feel I have to say it again. And it's funny, because when I started this channel, I was thinking I would be able to give a different message every single day. But it's funny how you pull inspiration from things that you go through. Now, for those of you who've been subscribed to the channel, I've said over and over and over again that I'm not perfect, and that I'm simply sharing my life lessons on this channel with you. I'm not trying to get on a soapbox about anything I don't know anything about. And I'm not trying to bully anybody into some kind of way of thinking at all. Because some channels do that. And they're not doing it for your well-being. They're doing it because they're looking to get some money out of you eventually. But anyway, once I sit down, I'm going to get into the message that Spirit gave me this morning. And by the way, I'm on a fitness challenge right now. I just started yesterday, where I'm going to do some kind of fitness every single day. Yesterday, which was Saturday, I went to the gym for the first time in a long time. And I did the bicycle, because that's my favorite cardio instrument, is the bicycle in the gym. And I did some weights, and it felt pretty good. And overall, it took about, I want to say, 35 or 40 minutes, because if you haven't been on a cardio machine for long, I have this app that I go through where you can choose the workout associated with the gym. And you have the option of doing 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. And considering the fact that I hadn't been on that machine in a while, I figured I would start out with 15. And let me tell y'all something, I ain't gonna lie. That was the hardest 15 minutes. The hardest 15 minutes, okay? But anyway, we're almost to our little spot by the water. You can see it. We're over here in Thunderbolt by the Bull River. So we're gonna come on over here. There's a marina near the town hall, And you can sit over here and look at some of the boats. Get some of the breeze off the water. But unfortunately this morning there aren't any breezes. For those of you who are coming in, can't see your face right now because I don't have my other, I usually can see whoever it is on my tablet because the writing's bigger. But thank you for coming in if you're able to make it in. But this will be rebroadcast later. Let me go ahead and turn this around so you can see me. Okay, here I am. All right, get that off my screen. Okay, this is not going to be too long of a one. I was looking to see how many minutes it is from my sister's house. And the little clock up here is telling me it's 8 minutes from the time I walked out the door, but then add on another minute and a half just setting up because I didn't start the live until I got out on the street. So I want to say about 9 or 10 minutes from the house walk, which is good. Trying to get out here before the bugs start acting up too. But of course around here, the bugs act up all the time. So that's what it is. So if I have to move around, I'll move around, but I'll take you with me. So I'm not going to be too long because I know my last live was like 45 minutes, but I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to see how Spirit moves me this morning. But sometimes you go to bed. Yeah, I see this is buffering on the live too. So me if it's kind of acting up a little bit on your end. But anyway, in regards to having to deal with people, some people actually think, and this is regardless of whether they think they're saved or whether they think they're successful financially or this, that, and the other, some people still actually believe that they could just still say whatever they want to say to you because they think you're in a negative situation and they think because you in need of help at the time that they could just say whatever they want to say to you. And I had a couple of people since I left Virginia, because I guess a lot of people just didn't assume I was going to do that. That's the thing. That was the unexpected thing. They thought I was going to sit there and I was going to suffer and I was going to live from paycheck to paycheck barely, not be able to get ahead in life, not be able to do anything. You know, I tried everything that I could before I left. But it's funny because now that I'm gone, a couple of people who wouldn't give me half the attention that I was supposed to get when I was there, calling and texting and hitting me up on my Facebook asking me all these questions. And it's like, I don't mean to be nasty, but you don't need to be asking me jack shit. Really, you don't need to be asking me nothing. Where were you at? Where was this energy at when I was there? See, this is what I'm talking about. And I talked about this in other videos about how people, when they feel they're missing out on something or you make a drastic move, all of a sudden they got all this care and concern about your situation. Where was it when I needed it? Where was it? And I understand people got their own lives and everything, but I also see too that these same people will turn around and show care and concern for people that ain't got nothing to do with them, don't hardly know them, or anything like that. I'm gonna go over to this table. And don't hardly know anything about them or anything. But they'll run to their bedside and everything else. But you've been there all them years in their life, and they've done nothing. They've done nothing. So I'm sitting this on top of my water thing, but until I can get a tripod, which I keep procrastinating on. But I mean, have you guys ever dealt with that? A situation where somebody's gotten so used to having you around, gotten so used to you being in a certain mind space, gotten so used to you being the underdog, used to be you having drama and trouble, and not thinking about the fact that possibly there's something that could have happened in your life to change your life and to change your mindset. Not thinking about the fact that there's a possibility that something could have happened in your life, an event or something to make you change your mindset. They are so stuck on the fact that they have seen you go through situation after situation after situation after situation, and they just expect you to just stay there And part of them do it for the sinister reason of they don't want you to do better than them because of what you went through. And half of them don't even know what you've been through. And that's the sad part about it. I told you guys a long time ago that when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your romantic life, tell as little as possible. Because most of the time when people ask you questions and details in regards to those two areas, they just want to carry a stick and go out in the street and say that they know this, and this. Oh, I know the real reason for so and so and so and so and so. They just want to run tell that. That's all they want to do. And I'm talking about people that are close to you. They just want to run tell that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm swatting bugs. Because, we in South Georgia. That's the way it is this time of year. But that's what they want to do. So right now, I told you, I mentioned in previous live, that I'm staying with a relative, and things are a little tight right now, which is cool. I mean, I've dealt with worse, but it's the situation until what? Until the blessing comes through, until the plans have gone through. But one thing I can't do is I can't give anybody a blow by blow anymore as to what I'm doing. Part of the reason why I did that in the past was because I was looking for approval. I was looking to be part of a crowd. I was looking to join the group. But when I found out that some of them same members in the group is going through a whole bunch of bullshit that I'm not even involved in, I'd be like, wait a minute. Why would I want to be included in a group of people that's going through this when eventually I'm going to be just like them going through a whole bunch of bullshit? A lot of y'all are out here in the streets faking the front. You look like $1 million and you got a whole bunch of bullshit going on in your house. Now, I'm sorry if this offends anybody that I know personally. You'll be all right. But I'm just telling the truth because it's not right. It's not right. I couldn't see myself being in a position to counsel or do anything for anybody going through the shit that I was going through. That's how come I was quiet. I kept my daily videos going because I mentioned before, I planned those in advance so you won't have a gap in content. That's why I did that. So for those of you who watch the lives and you're like, okay, well, she's got a lot of nerve to preach about this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other on this day, it's because I did it in advance. And I purposefully did that so you won't miss any content. So please understand, content creators have the ability to schedule their videos in advance. And I'm not going to take down the videos just because I'm going through something and have my account be inactive, because as a creator, you have to be active. You have to post so often in order to keep your accounts going. So that's just the way that goes from a business standpoint as far as being a creator. And don't get me wrong, there are some people that I love dearly. I mean, friends, family, and whatnot. I know for a fact that they're going through a whole lot of bullshit. And then sometimes they kind of step out of line a little bit and will make comments and say things that they ain't got no business saying, asking questions they ain't got no business answering in regards to my situation. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, whoa, you are a really lost individual because you actually turn around and ask me that shit and you got this shit going on over here. And some people don't even realize they're doing it because they're programmed to think that it's okay. They take advantage of your position in life and actually think, oh, well, that's my relatives, that's my coworker. I've known them for a while, so I can just come to them and say whatever I want to say. No, you can't, because you don't know what that other person is thinking. I'm not expecting perfection from a whole bunch of other people because I'm not perfect. So I don't care who you are or what your situation is. I know for a fact that you've probably gone through some shit in some area in your life, whether it be your health, your finances, or your relationship, your job. You could be going through it. It could be one or a combination of those things. Hey there, Muslima Queen. Good morning and happy Sunday to you. It's good to see you. It really is. You are so faithful, and I am so thankful for you. I'm just doing a live this morning after I done my walk, get ready to walk back home shortly, trying to get a few steps in. And I just thank you for your support. That's Muslima Queen, and she's been rocking with me all the time, been sending me comments, have been involved in the videos. I really appreciate your support. So let me go ahead and get back to the point. But anyway, the bottom line is this. You guys know through all my videos, I've always said, don't put yourself in a position where you feel you need to criticize or you need to talk down on somebody else's situation because you don't know how much of your situation that person may know. And see, I'm not the type of person that's going to play tit for tat with you verbally. Now, back in the day when I was young and stupid, I did. But I said to myself, you suffering enough as it is. And what energy do you have to turn around and say anything to me? Now, ever since I came back home, I came across some friends and some people that are close to me that assumed the reason why I came back home, something was wrong. And I said before, there's nothing wrong. My health is okay. I got that under control. I'm working on getting it better, doing the fitness, changing my diet a little bit. My finances, I do have money coming in, and that's another point that I want to make, because some of y'all are still stuck in 1998. You can make money online, people. And there's some people who still don't believe that. I've had a couple of people ask me, okay, where are you going to punch a time clock at? Fine, I'll go punch a time clock somewhere that's paying more than what I'm making online right now, okay? It's all about the money nowadays, people. I don't know when you're going to wake up and realize that, but it's about the money nowadays. There's no way in the world I'm going to turn around and give up what I'm doing online. There's no way I'm going to turn around and give up. There's a car passing. There's no way I'm going to turn around and give up what I'm doing online, knowing that I have the flexibility of doing what I need to do, which is mostly video editing and documents and things like that. My contract freelance work, for what I'm making, for what they pay me, and it's only once a month though, but still, it pays more if I break it down per hour than I would if I left and hit a time clock. So I'm gonna go hit a time clock just to satisfy you. I'm telling you, make it make sense. There are people in this world that still don't believe that you can make money online. Did y'all forget that we had a lockdown due to a pandemic a few years ago, and people had no choice but to go work online? And these people are running around going back to thinking and acting the same way they were thinking and acting before the pandemic. Let me tell you something. That pandemic really changed my mindset in regards to the world. Some people actually changed the way they thought about finances and relationships and everything else. Good morning. Somebody walking their little four-legged baby this morning. They got a lot of that going on around here, people.
Don't do it before it gets too hot.
I know, exactly. That's what I was doing this morning, too. Have a good day. So there are a lot of people who don't believe it, and they actually are just stuck in their mindset that it's not going to happen, that it's a gimmick, this, that, and the other, to the point where they project those negative feelings onto you. They are so confused about where your money is coming from. They're so confused about how you're able to stay home and make money. Instead of just being wise and asking you to show them or give them the information. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, my goodness. Let me see who this is. Akash Bonsai. Hey, Akash, how you doing today? Just doing a little talking this morning while I'm walking. I appreciate you, and thank you for your support. I was just talking about people and their mindset. There are a lot of people, whether they're in a religious circle or not, they got a whole bunch of junk going on in their life, but they're quick to turn around and say something about you, and it's like, where do you have time? You know what I mean? Where do you have time? So the big thing now is that I've been home for a few weeks, and in this area, there's not a whole lot of people who work from home. Not as many as there were as people who lived up north and in other places. A lot of people here who are still hitting clocks. And a lot of people actually believe if you tell them that you work from home, they think that you're actually involved in illegal activity and that you're lying, and that's not true at all. So it's like, didn't the pandemic teach you anything? I mean, really, didn't it teach you anything? Didn't it show you? Because when you were locked down, I was trying to figure, I was getting my online hustle on. I got on Upwork, I got on Fiverr, I got into Reddit forums, and started making my little change here and there until I can get that pandemic relief and paid up on my bills as much as I could. And the only reason why 2 years later I couldn't stay in the place is because, after the pandemic lockdown was over, there was a rent explosion where people got priced out, and I got priced out. And I had shuffled around for a while still doing this channel, because this channel was actually an outlet for me to kind of take my mind off of what I was going through personally. So being able to share my experiences with you guys, that actually got me through a crisis that I was going through. And finally, Spirit told me a couple of months ago, you need to consider going back home and just building this full time and seeing what you can do. And it's a scary thing, people. It really is. It is. But I'm in a position now where I can kind of do it. I can think clearly. I can focus more on my health. I'm not giving away so much time to people who, undervalue you, devalue you. And just because you're quiet and you don't say anything, and you don't bother anybody, they just feel that they can say whatever they want to say to you. And I was thinking about going on Facebook this morning, but let me tell you guys something. I have a Facebook page for personal reasons on my personal page because I want to keep in contact with people all over the world that I haven't known in a while. A lot of people do that. And I was thinking about going on Facebook, but I didn't want to be where I had people chiming in who didn't fully understand the message, asking me silly questions about, are you talking about me? The last time I checked, I've been on my own since I was 17 years old. I came back home a couple of times to be with a relative to help me out for about 3 or 6 months because I didn't, I had a situation. And the problem is I have some family members that are still looking at that old situation thinking, oh, the reason why you came back home this time is because you're in a crisis or I'm running from something. And I know for a fact that tongues are wagging in the background. I know they are. But the same people whose tongues are wagging in the background, those are the ones that have all these issues. They're the ones that's got health issues they really need to address that they know that they can do things better for. They have relationship issues. They have problems in their house. They have problems in their marriage. They have problems in their finances. But you got time. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that fell down. But anyway, I didn't mean to lose you anyway. But this sun is starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Let me turn this on. Okay, that's a little bit better. A bug was trying to bite me, y'all. A mosquito was trying to bite me. But this is live, so this ain't scripted. But anyway, this is all impromptu. But I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to drop you. But that's why I'm swatting and wiping myself because I ain't trying to get eaten up by bugs. I've already been bitten twice on my legs already. I could feel them. But anyway, what I was saying. Oh, you got people who got all this stuff going on in their lives, and some of them call themselves spiritual, religious, this, that, and the other. And don't get me, I still love them. But the thing is, before they got involved in this religion or belief or whatever it was, they didn't check themselves spiritually to see if they were up to par to handle the responsibility of being religious. In some places, being religious is a status symbol. So we're going to get ready to walk back to the house because, if I keep moving, maybe it won't be so bad. So I'm just going to keep talking to y'all. But anyway, see, this is what happens when it gets a little warm. No place on earth is perfect, but I'll take this. I'll take a little bug biting for a while because the winters here are gorgeous. Anyway, we just live, y'all. There ain't nothing fancy going on here. But, some people turn around and they get involved in a certain civic organization or religious organization or economic organization without checking their spirits, without checking their own behaviors. They have the same habits that put them in a negative situation that they're in, and they join these organizations thinking it's going to change things, but it has not changed anything. That's the point. I'm going to show you guys this walk back because I want you to see some of the scenery. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking about before I head back to the house. But anyway, and these same people will turn around and want to say something to you and ask questions. Yes, I'll admit to my family and everybody else, yes, I am being very limited as to what I'm saying in regards to my finances. Yes, I am being very limited in regards to my relationship business. Because first of all, there is no relationship at this time. Am I looking to get one? Yes. Do I have faith in knowing that there's going to be a good one coming along? I do believe that here. I do. But my main goal right now is making sure all of my business aspects in regards to these channels are taken care of. So it's about business for me. And also I want to be a source of help for people who need it. And the bottom line is these people really don't believe that they need my help for anything. I truly feel that. And I mean, even though they do express appreciation for some of the little things, some of them do, some of them don't. It's like, don't wait until I leave after the fact and you want to contact me, because I went through my phone yesterday and just started erasing numbers. Because it's like, why should I have your number in my phone when you hardly called or spoke to me before? Really? So now that I'm gone, you want to know what's going on with me? No. So I'm ignoring people, I'm deleting numbers from the phone, I'm blocking folks. There are a lot of people that don't even know that I'm back because their contact information is outdated. Okay. But do this. Don't assume just because I'm here back home, and this is specifically for certain family members that haven't been part of my life. Don't assume just because I'm back home and you get wind of it that I'm here to fix everything, or I'm here to be at your beck and call. Because had that energy before, there are going to be some times where you're not going to get me on the phone. There are going to be some times where I ain't got no money to loan you. There are going to be some times where I'm not going to be able to do what you want me to do in the house, because I actually have things that I need to do. I'm not angry or anything like that, but see, sometimes I mention this in other videos. You got to set boundaries, people. You really do. You have to set boundaries. But the thing is, of course, everything that I went through, you guys watch the lives when I talk about the addiction situation and the homeless situation. Now, let me tell you what happened during those times. I came across a diverse group of people that were going through the same thing I was going through. And we would talk about our lives and the people we had all our lives and the people that, you know, were in and out, the predatory people, or the people who wanted to feel like they're better than you, and all this stuff. And I learned a lot. I had a financial advisor, and I learned a lot from her. And she told me, she was a woman of God. And she told me, she said, you know, the number one thing people do that mess up their finances is that they talk too much about them. They talk too much. So from that point on, I notice that the less I share with people who aren't directly interested in putting money in my pocket, the better. Because the majority of them just want to have something to talk about. That's all they care about. So they can look better to their friends, better to their family. See, I done peep game on this. What difference does it make as long as I'm legitimately making money to support and I ain't a burden to nobody financially? What difference does it make to you? What difference does it make to you that I am single right now and alone and not chasing nobody down to be a boo? Because I know Spirit will provide. I'm not chasing a bag anymore. I'm not chasing a person anymore. Because every time I did that, I wind up losing both eventually. Because I wasn't supposed to chase. They were supposed to come to me in the time that Spirit sends them to me. So anyway, I kind of talked about a lot today. I'm almost back at the house. I just wanted to do this little walk. So I'm hoping to do this every other day that I don't go to the gym. I'll be at the gym tomorrow and I'll do that video. But thank you for supporting me. I'm gonna get ready to head back in and nurse these bug bites on my leg that I felt already. But that's okay. They're God's creatures. They have a purpose too. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the daily message. And I thank you for your support. And I'll talk to you again probably next week around this time. I'm going to try to be more consistent with being on live. But have a great rest of your day as well, Queen. Have a good rest of your day as well, Akash. Be blessed. Be blessed to all of you who view this later on. Have peace, protection, prosperity, and power.